So we just got back from a 10-day trip to Nassau, Bahamas, and did an incredible one-day trip to the Exumas. It was our favorite part of the trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely the best day. We kind of debated on doing a cheaper trip, just do Rose Island. I'm so glad we forked out a little more money and did the Exumas. It was 100% worth it and a must-do.
Absolutely, and not to knock on Rose Island, we didn't do those trips for like the Sandy Toes. However, it looks like they're trying to replicate what this trip is. So getting into it, if you're staying at Atlantis, we went with Pieces of 8 tours. Pieces of 8 was amazing. I'm sure almost everybody, these tour guides and the people on these boats, I'm sure everybody does great, but Pieces of 8 is awesome, especially from Atlantis. They have a desk right in the lobby of Atlantis in the Royal Tower, and then you all meet there at about 7:15, 7:30 in the morning, and then it's just a short 5-minute walk across the parking lot, right down to the boat, you get on, and you're gone. So it's one of those things, if you're trying to decide which tour company to look into, Pieces of 8, we highly recommend, especially if you're staying in Atlantis, have to.
Yeah, for convenience.
For convenience.
Great. And the staff was wonderful.
Right. And Maria found, before we left, so always look like online, she did find...
I just Googled Pieces of 8 coupons, and there was like pink 40, and we got, I think it saved us like $120 a person, so totally worth it.
So starting off, you get in the boat, and the first jaunt from Nassau to the tip of the Exuma Island chain was about 40 miles. And you are rocking. You're going almost 50 miles an hour. Water was pretty good that day, a little choppy on the way over.
Recommend bringing a sweatshirt. It was a little cool in the morning, but on the way back, it was perfect. Yeah,
bring a sweatshirt. You're gonna, depending on which way the wind's going also, they just see you in the boat. And Maria was sitting on one side with a girl, and she was just getting pummeled by some of the waves, so she was a little wet. But they have the music cranked. They have tons of drinks. I think they call it Chester, is their water cooler that they bring, and it's full of water, beers, mojitos, all the canned stuff. So they have you totally taken care of on that aspect. And then once you get over to the first area of the Exumas, after about an hour ride, you hit the Iguana Island. And the Iguana Island, Maria was like, yeah, she could have taken or left it, I don't know. The girls loved it. It was a great first start because it's definitely the lowest of, I think, the attractions. And I guess sometimes, probably depending on tides, could change which ones they hit first. But the Iguana Island, it was cool. You get off the boat, they give you grapes, and you get to go around, and these little Bohemian iguanas run up to you.
Running up to you. They're like little dogs, cats, but lizard form.
You can't pet them, they run away, but yeah, you just feed them the grapes. And you spend about 20 minutes or so there. And it was a great first start, like we said. And then from there, we go another, so we've already gone 40 miles from Nassau to the tip of the Exumas. And then we go almost another 40 miles, they said, or about 35 minutes down to what was our favorite kind of stop of the day, and that's Compass Cay. Compass Cay is absolutely beautiful. Even as you're pulling in, the water is just turquoise. It's
totally what you picture in the Bahamas. They have a little bar and the turquoise water, and
the bar was really cool. We didn't really go in there. It looked like that was more for people maybe staying at the marina there. But the first place, and they have a bathroom. There's a bathroom there, so this is the first place where you could probably go to the bathroom unless you're waiting in the water.
Yeah.
So the first place, as you're walking down though, they have a little dock set out, and the dock is just a little bit underwater, and it was really cool. These tiger sharks came swimming up.
Not tiger sharks.
I'm sorry, not tiger sharks. Nurse sharks came swimming up, and they're almost like dogs. I mean, they would just swim up, lay there, and you could pet these nurse sharks. It was really pretty cool. And then the guys were chopping up squid pieces and squid ink and throwing them out. So more fish and nurse sharks would come around. But then you walk down the dock a little bit further, and that's where everybody had the chance. You can get in if you want. You don't have to get in the water with them.
And they had like super shallow areas. So if you had like a little kid, it was maybe like 3 feet on one side, and then the other side was probably 4.5 feet.
Yeah, the other side wasn't even 3 feet. It was, I mean, it was maybe, it got really shallow in there. So yeah, for little ones, they had you covered, and others. And I think the water when we were there, it was around 76 degrees, 78 degrees. So it was fine for us. We're from the Northwest. But really cool. The sharks come around. You're holding these nurse sharks, and just an amazing
Great place
experience.
to get really good pictures.
Yeah, just an amazing experience, and kind of the highlight.
Want to put one hand on top?
I don't know how to use this thing, but I think it's recording. Now I need to hold the camera good way.
Yeah, but let's not. Ready? Okay. Right there. Okay. Okay.
Can I hold the big one after Mom?
Chungus.
Hurry, I have to go hold that one. Oh, there he goes.
Dude, this is cool. This is beautiful. You can't replicate this. Then from there we're off to Pig Beach, and Pig Beach is kind of almost what they sell it on. To me, it should be selling on the nurse sharks because that was our favorite part. But you cruise again through the islands, and these guys are good skippers or captains, or at least we have a lot of faith that they do, because we're boaters and we are hauling ass in between some of these little islands. I mean, it seemed like sometimes we were 20 yards offshore doing about 50 miles an hour, but you get up to Pig Beach, and as you're coming in, this is the other cool thing about Pieces of 8 that we found out. They take off earlier, it seemed, than the other tour boats.
About 30 minutes.
Yeah, so each stop, we were like the only boat there. It was so cool, and we were the first ones as these animals would be seeing the first boats of the day.
They were hungry.
They were hungry, and so the pigs come swimming out, and they give you the option to jump in. And we'd watched one other YouTube video, and they're like, "Oh, don't do it, it's a long way." Well, we decided, the girls wanted to jump in, I wanted to jump in, Maria stayed on the boat, and
Someone had a video.
I jumped in. The only thing is, don't jump almost right on top of the biggest pig. I thought I got bit by the pig, but as we watched the video afterward, he just kicked me away from him, so it was my fault. But then the rest of the trip, I had a nice bruise all the way down my side, so that was just something to be careful of. You can swim in with the pigs, it's awesome, and they are aggressive. Like, you have to put your hands up to make sure they see you don't have any carrots. If they think you have carrots, they're gonna come after you.
Some have some pretty big tusks.
Yeah, and they like feed the big guy because the big guy kind of calms the herd or whatever it is. But you can go around and feed the pigs. They have an area up top where some of the pigs are on the beach, where some of the pigs are just laying down, and you can go. Yeah, the little ones. You can go up there and pet those pigs. They're pretty calm. There was one walking around that they called Nubbin because he was missing a hoof, and so that was a lot of fun. So you're there again for about 20-30 minutes. Great time at Pig Beach. Then from there we go down to Black Point, and this is the furthest point south we got, to a really cool restaurant called Lorraines. And at first when we get off the boat, you're walking up about a block and a half, just right off the dock. Not even maybe a block, not even.
Yeah,
it was just a couple houses up.
Short.
And you're kind of like, what is this? It just maybe felt a little weird. It was some of the best food we had the whole vacation. Lorraine's was...
Her fish was delicious.
The fish,
snapper.
the snapper, never had anything like that before. Absolutely amazing. All the other food was great. It's a buffet style.
Bohemian buffet, so it had like rice,
Yeah, like the red rice and...
ribs,
Yep.
fish, macaroni and cheese
Yep.
for the kids, salad.
And there's a bathroom there too, and another bar. So if to buy, the drinks were included, but all the food was.
Alcoholic drinks, you have
alcoholic
to buy.
drinks,
but
yeah, they gave you water and
sodas.
soda. Yep. So we spent just time for lunch there, then back in the boat. Now we're heading back north towards Nassau, and we go to, it's about another 30-minute ride. The tides were good, so this private sandbar, which was beautiful, just a really cool
I don't know
stop.
if it was private, but we were the
Not
only
private.
ones
We were the only
there.
ones there,
There was
so,
one boat
yeah.
like anchored way out, but
It was just our
yeah.
boat there, and you could just kind of walk around. The sand didn't even feel real. It was so soft, white.
white and only about 1.5 feet deep in most spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool.
It was so cool. So a great place to hang out and get some good pictures and that sort of thing.
Gabby.
And then from there on to Pablo Escobar's Sunken drug plane. I don't have the best video of it. My GoPro went dead right at that point, so it's on the 360 camera, and those don't do really well underwater. But we had seen some other tour groups. Make sure you look. Some tour groups don't let you snorkel there because they had certain issues with tours. Pieces of 8 lets you snorkel there, and it was...
Although I would say a lot of people are so exhausted from the other stops, only about probably 50% of the boat, I think, actually snorkeled. The other half
Yeah,
kind of
because we're at the end of the day.
It's the end of the day, we're tired and just stayed on the boat.
Me and the, did you?
I went in.
Oh yeah, you went in. Yeah, we all went in, but it was a lot of fun. Then from there, you head back. It's about just over an hour ride. And again, they have the music cranked. They're making sure you're getting your drinks if you want it. And we just had a really good time.
Yeah, singing some Journey, some Morgan Wallen. It was awesome.
It was a great time. And then you get into Nassau, and it was 200 miles almost round trip for the day. So be ready for a long day. We got so lucky there weren't any rain showers, clouds, or anything like that. We've seen reviews where it gets hit, so just make sure you pack accordingly. And then the big thing is just tip. At the end of the day, when we were getting off the boat, these guys did such an amazing job, and a lot of tips are included when you're in the Bahamas, but they're not included on this. So just make sure you do that. Highly recommend it. Pieces of 8 tours. You've got to do the Exuma trip. Make sure and check out our Baha Mar at Atlantis video. And leave us comments below if you've been on the trip or you have any questions. We'll try to get back to you. Thanks, you guys.
So,